Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Antoinette here from Antoinette Tarot and Jewellery. I'm just going to give a quick disclaimer. We have building works going on outside, so I apologise for any interference, interruptions or noise that might occur during this. I'll just do it as quickly as I can. This is the Witches Wisdom. Lots of people have been showing this and I was on the fence, but then Jilly at Crohn's, I'll put it in the link below, but I think it's Crohn's Intuition, is doing like a study version of this, and she's going through the cards one at a time, and it kind of intrigued me and got my interest piqued, so I decided to order it. It's a Hay House deck. I got this from Amazon, and it's a really beautifully made deck with a nice magnetic box clasp. Inside you have a little poem there. It comes with a really nice linen book. It's just a soft one, but it's really beautifully made, and the deck comes in a bag, which is quite unusual. This is a really unusual thing to see from decks. And then in the bottom there, it's just some moments to, take a breath before you start shuffling and ask your question. So some tips inside the box. With the book, it explains the cards. The cards are its system of their own in many ways. That's my interpretation. They don't follow quite the standard meanings, as in the suits are elements. So yes, air would be swords, but they're element based rather than what we'd call or recognise. And the major arcana are back to front, and there are different words in there. So it starts, card 1 is the world, card 2 is initiation, which would be judgment, and that would be card 20, and the world would be card 21, if you get to see where I'm going with that. Then we have the sun, the moon, the star, maze. So again, there's another new one there. We have ancestor, healing, rebirth, offering, balance, which would be justice, the wheel of life, shaman, strength, journey, love, wisdom keeper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the guardian. No, yeah, sorry, wisdom keeper. So I think that would be your hierophant. We've got the guardian, the great mother, so emperor, empress, priestess. Council of all beings would be your magician. Words are escaping me, it's so hot today. And then 0, the pilgrim, would be the fool. There's an introduction to how this deck came about, how she created it, talks about some of the meanings, but she actually recommends you go through and do a little tarot journey with the deck. So you pick the cards up and you go through them one at a time to get to know them, as you would if you were starting with an RWS or a Thoth or any other, Marseille, whatever system you're looking to work with. So there's lots of tips to go through in here with that. She teaches about consecrating your decks. Just because it's called the Witch's Wisdom doesn't mean you have to be a witch to work with it. So there's a little bit, explaining that you can use these anyway. And then she has like working with the text. So the book has good text in it, and she recommends you work with the text and your intuitive hit and compare them and put them together. So it's not necessarily a deck you can just pick up and read with straight off the bat, I don't think. Although you could maybe just read it and assign your standard meanings to the cards if that's what you wanted to do. So she talks about different ways of working with the cards, and then some spreads. This is a compass reading. And then she goes into the interpretation of the cards, starting with the air, which is thought. So each card has the wisdom, the essence, the counsel, and the magic. And then we have the messenger of air, which would be your page, the witch of air, which we'd normally see as a knight, craftsman of air, at this point would normally have a queen, and the goddess of air, which is where we're used to seeing a king. I can't talk any more about that because I'm not too sure how that works, so I'm not going to fudge what I'm saying until I've had time to work with this and learn more. And then these are the majors. Ace of Earth, healing. Oh, okay. So So these are the earth cards, aren't they? Excuse me. There we go, the majors. So you have 2 pages for each major card, approximately, with the explanations on how they work. So there's lots to read, lots to get into. It's not a massive book, 151 pages on the actual tarot itself. Then we have a table for the major arcana. And so she's got where you start with Rider-Waite for the major arcana. If it was reversed, it becomes the world, and then in the Witches Wisdom, it's the world. And then she has them, so you can see side by side what they link up to. And about the author at the back. So that's that one. Let's take a look at the deck. I don't normally keep bags, so this is my first real tarot bag, to be fair. It's the first one I've actually had. So it's a big deck. These are the backs. It's like an oracle size deck. So you see it's quite, I'd say that's maybe 4 centimetres looking at it. Just take a sip and then let's zoom in and take a look. I'm already aware that there's a card in here that I'm not overly fan of, and I've decided I'm probably going to mod it. So let's go Ace of Earth, three, 4, 5. That's really cute. So 6, 7. I do need to, this is what I mean about it being very different. So this doesn't quite resemble a 7 of Swords to me, so I do want to pick up, look and see what's going on with these. We have 8, 9, 10. So what I would normally call the page, I'm going to go with page, Knight, Queen, King. Not my favourite card. Turn that over. So him going to the Wands or the Fire suit. So I think when she made this deck, it was an intuitive calling to make it, and she was kind of guided to do it by elements rather than the standard suits as we know them. And then for each card, again, I think she was kind of guided as to how to represent them, which is why they're so far removed from what we recognise. But they do work into a very natural practice when you sort of look at them. They're all very earthly bound to me. So into the water or the cups. That's beautiful. So there's that. Seven of Water. It's almost like a well, isn't it? It's like a oasis, and this is all like hot land around it. 8, 9. Hiding away there. 10. The Craftsman of Water. Interesting. So it's like he's doing a rain dance. And the Goddess of Water. So there's actually a person in there. I love this card. That would be nice blown up as a photo image for a photo frame on the wall. Five of Earth. That feels very sort of magical, doesn't it? With the magical circle of trees, little moon gazing pond. fact, on there, oops, where am I? Like a snake there, completing the circle for that completion and rebirth. Is that the Ouroboros? I'm getting really bad with names. Love this card as well. That really kind of invokes like fairy tales and wisdom to me. Craftsman of Earth. Interesting. Looks like the 10. There's our goddess. There's a lot going on in that card. And then we're on to the majors. So the world. Which sort of makes sense if you think about it, because when you've completed your journey, you start again. So you step out again. So not too different. There's our number 2. So we're calling it initiation. Our sun. That's a lovely moon. Star. I guess these being back to front would only really matter if you were a numerologist. It might change the way you use your numbers a little bit. Oh, that's beautiful. See all the shadow figures. Rebirth, joyous. Offering. Balance. The wheel of life. So there we go. So we have the Sabbats, which is wheel of the year. There's the shaman. Strength. Journey. Love. Oh, that's nice. Very cute. Wisdom Keeper. There's our guardian. The Great Mother. Never sure how I feel about them always shoving babies in everything, but you know, it has its purpose. There's our Priestess. And the Council of All Beings. That's another lovely card. Very nice. Oh, there we go. The Pilgrim. One last one. Nearly forgot. So this one, I hear you all asking. I'm actually going to try this. I know some of you are probably screaming, like, what is she doing? But it's literally just a bit too much body in there for me to handle this card without jumping every time I touch it. These pens, by the way, will layer up again in a minute. So once that's dried, I will go again. And it will just slowly intensify the colour. I use these for pebble painting, pebble art. So that's how I found out about them. No going back now. Kind of done it. Can't tell you why, just really kind of freaks me out. But then if you watch my creepy decks, all my creepy decks feature wise 8-legged friend. That's the very same reason. I was holding Mildred Payne's Secret Pocket Oracle the other day, and as I turned it over to see what the base of the energy was for the deck, my fingers were on my favourite friend. Nearly threw the deck away across the room. Anyway, so there we go. That's let's just cover that up because I don't like it. That's the deck. What do you think? Have you got it, and are you working with it? Do look in the bottom for the name of the YouTube channel for the lovely Jilly, who's doing a walkthrough of this card at a time at the moment for a study channel. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.